People on the internet love left-handed people. Shout out to all my lefties. They couldn't get Barack Obama on From the Test Kitchen, so they settled for Priya. We are making Pav Bhaji. Pav is sort of a dinner roll. Bhaji is a vegetable gravy. Think of this like a vegetarian sloppy joe. And what I like about this dish is that it's an amazing sort of party trick that's really easy to put together and looks amazing for entertaining. If you can boil vegetables, you can make Pav Bhaji. I've got 3 cups of water, cauliflower, peas. I always use frozen because I don't really like chopping, and in this dish, because you're kind of stewing everything together, frozen versus fresh, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm gonna take this over to the stove and bring these to a boil. Peas, cauliflower. You're just making like a little jacuzzi for the vegetables here. And then I'm just gonna cover it and wait for this to come to a boil, which should be really soon. And then we're just gonna simmer it for 7 to 10 minutes until everything kind of becomes soft and mushy. My family loves our microwave. I know there's like this thing in cooking where like you're not supposed to use the microwave, but like we do potatoes in the microwave, we make our rice in the microwave, we make quinoa in the microwave. We love our microwave. A really easy way to boil potatoes is you prick them with a fork like 3 or 4 times, microwave them for 5 minutes on one side, flip them, microwave them for 5 minutes on the other side on high. It's really easy and saves you an extra pot. I think that boiled potatoes are like one of the most underrated elements in cooking. If you have a boiled potato, you can do anything. If you have a boiled potato, you have the base for a soup. You can put them in like a grain bowl to add a little bit more heft. You can build a hearty salad. All right, cool. So I'm gonna discard all of that potato skin and then we're just gonna mash them. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry. I haven't worked out my upper body in a while.
Was your dad excited to be on the internet?
Oh my God, he was so excited on all of his like group chats with his college friends. He sort of became a celebrity. He also didn't realize that Bon Appetit videos like get views at all. So when I had like 500 views, he was like, "You're viral, 500 views." We're gonna chop the tomatoes. I like using a serrated knife because I feel like it just kind of punctures the tomato a little bit less. Also, when I worked in kitchens, I almost got thrown out of a kitchen for like discarding this thing without chopping the ends because there's like valuable tomato flesh there. I learned from my friend Judy that it's easier to chop tomatoes if you cut them into thirds because it just makes them into more like manageable pieces. Judy Kim, food stylist. Hey Judy. Alrighty. Okay, over to the cauliflower and peas. So we're just basically looking for the cauliflower to be a little bit mashable. You don't want it to be like really, really sad and soggy, but you do want it to be soft. I'm just gonna eat this piece of cauliflower if that's okay. Oh, oops. Oh, ooh, I mean, oops. Drain these. And then just throw them back into the pot. So we've got our drained cauliflower and peas. We're just gonna mash it a little bit. Don't go crazy here. You just wanna mash it so that it'll incorporate with the sauce. Not a monster mash, a mini mash. Now we're gonna chop our Serrano chili. I like these chilies because they're fruity. They've got a nice kick to them. Which one is this burner? This one? Oh, nope. So we're gonna do medium-high heat. And we're gonna heat up our oil. And once that starts to shimmer a little bit, which it looks like it's doing pretty quickly because these burners are hot, we're gonna swirl in our turmeric. I guess this will work. All right. Once that's sort of incorporated into the oil, we're going to add ground coriander. I like doing freshly ground. I think it's a little bit more aromatic. And then we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, more or less, depending on your tastes. And then we're gonna throw in our tomatoes and mix all that together. And so you're basically gonna cook this until it comes down into like a chunky tomato sauce. We're going to turn the heat down to low. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of water and our chilies. Make sure you're getting the like spice bits off the bottom, which is why we're sort of deglazing the pan with water. Cool. This is good. So now we're going to bring everything together. So cauliflower and peas, and then we're going to throw the potatoes in. Boom. 1.5 teaspoons of salt, which I'm just going to eyeball here. We'll taste it a little bit later. And then we're going to moisten everything up with another 1/4 cup of water. Depending on how dry your potatoes are, you might want to add more. There we go. And so I'm going to put the heat back up to like medium-low now. You're going to want to just cook this for like 4 minutes. The bhaji is great because it's so complex. You're getting like the aromatics from the coriander, the double dose of spiciness from the red chili powder and the green chilies. I think it needs a little bit more salt. But that's just a personal preference thing. Fold in some cilantro. This will kind of brighten things up. Ooh, that was spicy. Perfect. Ooh, oh my God. Wow, my arms are a lot weaker than I thought they were. Let's talk about buns. Today we're talking about Martin's potato rolls, my favorite bun of all time. Usually people use this bread called pav, which is like a yeasted, really simple like dinner roll style bread. So if you don't have Martin's potato rolls, you can use dinner rolls, you can use any old hamburger bun. So buttering wise, you know, I'd say go big. All right, we're almost done with our buttered buns. That sounds sounds inappropriate somehow, buttered buns, right? Doesn't that conjure up like strange images for you guys? No? No one? Okay. You're just putting your pan on high heat, and then you're just gonna toast these for a minute until they're golden brown. You know how to do this. You're just toasting buns. I don't need to tell you. Boom. Look at these not burnt buns. These are beautiful. You can pile garbage on top of that bun and it's going to taste delicious. Tommy, do you want to assemble? Yeah, come on. Pile some on top of the buns like this. It's okay if it spills.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of make it rain with these onions. These are beautifully sliced onions.
Can I try
Yeah. Do not fear raw onions. If there's one takeaway from this video, raw onions are amazing. They add freshness. They add bite. Just go crazy. Yeah. I'm good.
Cool.
Thanks, Tommy. All right. So you've blizzarded with onions. Now you're gonna finish with lime juice, and this sort of depends on how limey you want things. I like it pretty limey, so I'm gonna be generous. And you can let your party guests do this. Lime, and let's use this last lime because why not? I love lime. My mom's thing, besides rolling out your limes, you should do that, is these don't need any more lime, so I'm just gonna once you squeeze like all of the juice out of the lime, the way to get more juice is to go like that. See what I'm doing? Squeeze and then scrape. The old squeeze and scrape, as I'm now calling it. All right, that's it. Can I eat it now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, these have got some heft to them. Oh yeah. It's really good. It just is such a harmony of things that I love. Butter, buns, spicy vegetable goodness. We got the freshness from the lime and the onion. It's just like a study in balance. And this is truly a dish that is so hard to mess up. You will never end up with a kitchen disaster. You have my word. Make this at a party and you can spend all your time hanging out with your guests, liquoring them up. It's gonna be great. Make Pav Bhaji. I'm drunk.
Love it. Great. Right. Let's camera cuts, sound cuts.
Brad, do you know where this tool what this tool is? Where did this come from?
Oh, the multi-class 4000?
Exoglass 300.
No, is that what you're using?
Yes.
Was it made of fiberglass?
I have no idea.
Looks like plastic to me.
Yeah, it looks like plastic, but it says Exoglass.
That John Denver's full of shit.